Today, I've prepared AUD USD, the Australian dollar versus the US dollar for you here. We're on the 1 hour time frame, and I want to show you the beauty that AUD is bringing me here. And again, I'm a trader, so for me, this beauty, I just see it here. The price action, the pure price, what it brings me, and how nicely it can be read, how beautifully it can be predicted. And it makes me incredibly happy. Even after all these years, the charts still completely fulfill me. It just fulfills me. It brings me great joy. And I can imagine that anyone who isn't a trader doesn't understand me at all and has no idea what I'm actually talking about. But anyone who has gone through some kind of trading or has experienced trading at all, it's hard to say because different things are considered trading. But with that PU, that pure price action, I think anyone would have to agree with me, because what the market has been giving us lately, well, that's just great. It's simply awesome. So let's take a look. Here, the price just dropped, and here it formed some kind of double bottom, right? On one side, there's an engulf. On the other side, I have a beautiful, strong engulf signal. You know, that's just undeniable. Now, the question is, do you go for it or not? The most likely scenario that will happen is that this is a valid signal. That means I need to fill this up to the neckline here. Here, I simply have the neckline, the highest point of that double bottom. So I think that this point here, I have some kind of wick here. I've marked it based on that wick, based on that shadow. I've simply marked the zone. For me, that's the neckline. The neckline is quite a strong zone for me, right? The most likely move is that we'll fill this area. But the area is so small and the signal is so strong that I don't have enough room here for a 2-to-1 ratio. I probably can't, well, I can speculate because it's a reversal pattern. We came from above. It's a reversal formation. Okay. I can speculate that it will actually make a 1-to-1 move upwards. That means I can also set a stop loss for the entire formation and speculate whether it will work out or not. Just for fun, I thought I'd set it up for you here, okay? Just so we have it here, I'll put the stop loss for the whole formation somewhere safe and set it at 2-to-1. 2-to-1 is somewhere around here. 2-to-1 is a take profit. There, I'll download it here because it will probably take a long time. Then we'll just stretch it out to see if we hit the stop loss or the take profit. But the most likely option is to trade just this part. But as I said, for me, this is fine. It's a clear direction. And in my opinion, a very likely scenario that this area will actually get filled in price-wise. That means the price will really move up here. From my money management perspective, I can't afford this trade, and I didn't take it, you know? Then there's the second option. For those who trade double days as such, from a money management standpoint, you can speculate on a 2-to-1 risk reward for the breakout. For that, like I said, the neckline is a strong zone, so speculating on a breakout of such a strong zone, I'm really not too keen on that. But that's what the strategy says. So that's one setup, right? But that's not actually what I wanted to show you here. But let's take a look at what the price actually brought us. So we pulled back, right? We did a retest here. That's when we buy at a discount. We also know how to buy at a discount, which means we're speculating on filling this area at the engulf. I'll show you. The engulf here is the falling candle where it has its high. That means when I'm buying at a discount and I'm trying to say, I can get in myself, I probably want to speculate, but I can't fit it into my money management. So I can afford to place a pending order here at this high or slightly above this high, expecting the price to go test the previous high and then move upwards. So it's like we're trading at a discount. And the price has already been tested. That means we're going upwards. So now we've reached the phase where what we predicted from here to here, the price really did move. Here, it stopped at the neckline. I said, it's a strong neckline zone. It's just not that easy to get past the neckline. But let's see what the market brings us next. Yes, the price reacted in some way, but the market really tightened the string and shot upwards. That means at this moment I actually have an impulsively broken neckline, right? There might be some nitpickers here who will say yes, then, but before that happened, there was already some movement here, and you should really adjust that zone according to the situation based on that shadow. All right, so I'll draw another zone and separate it so it's clear where this zone is and where the other one is. Yeah, just so we being fair to all points of view. I have the neckline here, right from the start of that double bottom. I have the neckline here. I respect this shadow here, since it was still before the breakout, you know. So I also have to take it into account in some way. So, but in any case, here I already have my neckline broken impulsively, which means the first signal was already given. And, you know, my strategy, I speculate on the return, on the retest of the neckline. The neckline gets tested, and only then do I trade upwards. That means no matter what, I set my stop loss behind this wick, right? Behind this wick, so wherever I enter, I can split the trade into two. One part will be here, the other part will be here. But I want to trade at the neckline, which is here for me, right? So this is a buy. Otherwise, it still hasn't done the 2-to-1 yet, right? Still hasn't done it. I want to put the stop loss behind this swing and set the take profit at 2-to-1. So I'm actually planning for the price to go even higher than this previous move here, right? The 2-to-1 from this signal. So that's my setup. I like this. I would like to trade this. And since it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, I'd still like to see one more candle there. But here I already have a falling one, and here again a bullish one. I'm not as afraid of that false breakout back anymore. And like I said, I trade this zone because for me, this is the neckline. Here, another zone was created, an extension of the zone. I don't know, but I want to trade my neckline. That's why I have my entry here. Even if I plan a second entry here, I should still plan the stop loss here, right? The stop loss is in the same place, and I can split the position half an hour here, half an hour here, because it might happen that it only tests this high and the price runs up, either with me or without me. So I'd rather be in the trade than miss out on it, right? Again, I'd much rather have a take profit than a stop loss. Let's see what the price did next. So far, it's moving. By now, it would have nicely picked up that upper part, right? This would have already happened by now. I could panic and say, oh, now I've missed the trade. Or I could have the patience that Warren Buffett talked about. So the price is nicely forming that lazy pullback. That's exactly what we want to see in the market. Now it has reached up to my neckline, right at the base of my neck, right? It poked down and we're moving on. It reached down a little. That's classic. A bit of liquidity grab. Let me drag it out for you a bit. However, anyone who traded that double bottom here has already hit take profit. I'll stretch it out for you like this as well. So here we've already got one take profit. And that's straight out of the textbook. This is nothing we haven't seen before. It's just a classic double bottom, and a lot of people, well, who can trade a double bottom? No, I certainly can. So I trade by carefully recognizing that specific double bottom pattern. And I actually end up making two separate trades here, one after the other. One trade is the signal trade, 2-to-1. The second trade is here. Again, we covered this in the course. It's just our standard strategy. And here we have a retest. And ta-da! We are already out of the trade. Retest of the neckline, which we know, which we recognize, which we've identified as a zone. That means it drops down to the neckline, collects the liquidity that's here, loads up through the neckline towards those orders, and then there's room for us to go. We're heading for take profit. So here, beautifully, how this is what makes me really happy, how nicely the price action works for us. And this is just from the recent period now, the last week, which was on one currency pair, AUD. Yeah, so anyone who claims that price action doesn't work these days, just look at how beautifully it works, how you can read it normally. This, for example, this double bottom is very easy to recognize even for beginners. A double bottom and a double top can be identified even by a beginner. This was a textbook double bottom that appeared on the chart. We all saw it there. It's on the 1 hour time frame. It's nothing exotic. It's a major pair. It's AUD with a beautiful strong signal. What does a strong signal look like? You have it in school. It's simply a strong signal. This is a strong engulfing pattern. I could have bought on the retest at a discount if I had planned, calculated, and wanted to trade at a discount. I had that opportunity. The price took us upwards. We secured 2R. After that, I went for the break and retest. That means I'm the type who trades retests. Here I have the neckline, which was a nice pullback. The price picked me up there. And boom, took me straight to 2 plus 2R, right into take profit. Yeah, it just works beautifully. Here you have a downtrend, a reversal pattern. What more could we wish for, right? If I don't trade this, if I'm afraid to trade these completely obvious setups, then I really need to work on my mindset, on my psychology, on myself, to be honest. Like, what do I actually want to trade? What does my setup look like? What do I want to see on the chart? Because these are such beautiful and clear situations that are working out just like here. And I saw the same thing on the euro dollar. It was also coming out of a double bottom and so on and so forth. It just works beautifully. So trade. There's plenty to trade. Don't make excuses about something like your Red Sox or that the sun is shining on your monitor or that you don't have time. Yeah, that's also a very common excuse I hear. And pay attention to those charts because the opportunities are there every single day. And by not acting, you're simply missing out on them. These opportunities keep coming, so keep trading. Bye.